slipped my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festival with these two had actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shorts out. That might be a random act of God. Well, don't cause a random act of God then. A plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty, but I throw it into execution anyway. Damn it. I've earned a little fried food. And anyway, I'm going to start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routine all starts then, not now. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow too. Ergo, I can have something unhealthy today. A sort of final farewell to all the stuff I used to eat with wild abandon before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do. I'm going to run in the morning. I should make it an early night. Those narrowed eyes again. You sure you're not going to sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there? No, I'm too full to bother now. I bet my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyway. Emmy giggles. It's a surprisingly pleasant sound. Another pang of guilt. She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel like kind of a monster. All part of my master plan, Hisao. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food, and for keeping us company. And here I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be like predicting the future. I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay, bye you two. I feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure I'm out of Emmy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. At least it's not fried, right? That's slightly better than what I was planning to do. Still feel a little bad about lying to Emmy though. She really does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display. Ooh, fireworks. Eventually, all of the walking around, or more accurately, running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. Emmy dragged me out in the morning to run might just be a good thing after all. It's something I look forward to. Well, that's good, Hisao. What the fuck? Got like an animated shit going on here. Whoa, what the fuck? Dun, 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 dun. Hey, there's Hisao, I think. She's so fast. Dun, dun, dun. Fucking suck, dude. Oh, stops. Oh dear. He's so out of shape. Huh. Oh. Aw, she's so cute. He's like, no. Oh, okay, I thought you said no. Yeah, she is so short. Oh, it's cute. Deadass. My maturity. It's amazing. Get the apple. Get the apple. Get it. Wow. Seem really happy together. What a bunch of balls. Deadass. Act 2. Form. Hey, we made it to Act 2. That deserves a clap. My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet. I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. Deadass. Class is still quite far off. I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. I like running, actually. I don't mind it. I think it's alright. I like it better than playing like stupid-ass games and like Fazette and stuff. The cool morning air caresses my face. Oh, it caresses it. As the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Will that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to a new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I actually show up. Nah, Emmy's pretty trusting, seems like. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late! It would seem that Emmy was already there. What a relief. Now, according to my watch, we both are early, in fact. Damn, you've got me there. Emmy's sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat impatiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. Nah, I'd never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it. Nice to show Emmy was on my side, at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then I realized I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you've got to hold it for longer than that. I'm trying. It kinda hurts a little. Ha, that's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some more flexibility in you, like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see, is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course. Wait. Why is it God bless you? Is he looking down her shirt or something? I don't know. Of course. Flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it? That sounds fine to me. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Oh god, don't die. A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Oh, here comes motion blur. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger. We round the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I started to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Are you doing okay, Hisao? Never better. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then, Oh, no. Wouldn't want you to over-exert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. My third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We round the curve to start our 4th lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go! She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle across the back stretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao, you could do it! She's like overlapping him, oh my god. I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, while I'm about to die here. But again, I know I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. She wears a black sports bra. Ooh. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for her first effort, Hisao. Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I've got to get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. I love that after you're done running, you feel so good after, and then, like, the next day you're all sorry, like, Jesus Christ, why did I do that? Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head, it makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Whoa. There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics. Is it prosthetic? Prosthetics? I don't know. Though that, I'm sure everyone will tell me in the comments. Everyone correct all the words I'm saying wrong. Though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch a glimpse of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time we got into the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her t-shirt ever so slightly so I can see a small strip of her belly. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So how do you feel, Hisao? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but